Hey guys, welcome back to another Tank of the Week episode or video. This week we're going to be looking at the Blyskawica, the new Tier 10 Polish tank destroyer. Um, it has an unusual mechanic. Um, Essentially, the closer you are to the enemy, the more damage you do. So you can see here, looking at the tooltip, um, from a distance of 50 meters, your average damage is 800, and from a distance of 300 or 500 meters, your average damage is 300. So this tank rewards an aggressive up-close style of gameplay. Um, Talking about the loadout, you want to be up close, right? So you need your hardening, you need your turbo, and obviously you need your rammer. On maps where you don't really need to be moving around as much, you can get away with running HP, vents, and rammer. Um, you definitely do need the HP because your tank has to play close in order to do a lot of damage, right? Like 800 is way more than 300, obviously. Uh, and you get a massive bonus by playing close to the enemy. It's hard to get sniping damage. So every point of HP is important.
So as for field mods, um, I don't have them all unlocked, but we're gonna talk about them all. So first things first, you always want to take this field mod. You always want to take the left on every single tank destroyer. The suspension durability is very important, especially on tanks that do not have turrets, such as this one. Um, the maintaining speed when crossing all terrain types is also really nice. I believe it helps counteract the negative impact of losing some hull traverse speed. I believe so. So there's really such a small drawback for taking such a big bonus that you get by taking this field mod. So you always take this field mod. Every single tank, you always take this field mod. The minus 2% to the aiming circle size. This is way better than gaining some aim speed. The aim speed is really not noticeable compared to the aiming circle size, even though they're such small numbers. Every little bit helps, right? So you always take this on every single tank. I do not believe there is a single tank that you would take the aiming speed field mod. Um, and now this one, um, this is another one where you're always going to take the right angle periscope because looking at how this number here, this 3.073 and this 2.01 is your camo after firing, right? And that is what this field mod either boosts or penalizes, right? So when you shoot, when I shoot, I have 3.073 stationary vehicle camo. Because I've taken the right choice, which reduces my stationary camo after fire or my camo after firing by 6%, I'm losing 0.087 camo. That is really not significant. That's like the difference between being spotted at 400 meters and being spotted at 399 meters. It's really insignificant. Um, so you always, or there's not really any scenario where you would take the left. You're either taking the right or you're taking neither. On this tank, I'm going to suggest taking the right because it also gives you a pretty nice, um, you know, seven seven extra view range is not nothing. Anything you can get to help you get to the max view range is always important. Anything after that is obviously less useful, but it's still important. So it's more important than point zero 0.01 um, or point zero 0.08 concealment after firing. It's much more important. Um, this field mod, this is really personal preference. I take the reduction in reload time because I find that this 3% ammo or this 3% reload time, this extra zero point 0.4 seconds off my reload, is more influential, is more impactful than losing 40 hit points. Um, and if I took the other field mod, right, I had 2290. My reload is now 11 seconds versus 10.3 and 2200. That 90 hit points, it's not even an arty shot, right? Like you're getting shot by arty, you're getting hit for 200. This is not gonna save you. In Clan Wars Advances Onslaught, you can take the extra hit points because you're gonna be fighting a lot of times with high alpha like 60 TPs. And this field mod, it makes you it makes you potentially a 4-shot versus a 3-shot. It's pretty minor, but for random battles, I am 100% taking the extra zero point 0.4 seconds off my reload, always, on this tank in particular. On other tanks, there's more of an argument to be made for taking more HP or just neither option, but on this tank, I'm going to be taking the reduction to reload. So this field mod boosts your track repair speed and your engine power, but you also lose some reverse speed. You go, I believe, 18 in reverse. Let me find it here. Yeah, you go 18 in reverse with a turbo. That is with a bounty turbo. That is 15 without a turbo. So, which if you take the left, right? If you're taking the left, that brings you down to 16, or I believe 13, right? 13 without a turbo. So you're going to want a turbo, and if you take this, it's really personal preference. I'm going to opt to take neither, even though I don't have even though I don't have an option. I don't have it unlocked yet. But if you take this, I would not recommend that because you're losing your engine power. Engine power is really important. It's very underrated in my opinion. It boosts acceleration, everything, how fast you go up the slope. It's really nice to have a lot of engine power, especially in a TD, because you can get pushed around a lot in a face hug, and maybe you get turned sideways. It's not fun, right? So engine power is always nice, especially because it helps you get up to that top speed faster. So I would not recommend taking the right option, which boosts your reverse speed in exchange for engine power and track repair speed. Also, the track repair speed is not great. It adds well, it's saying it adds 2 seconds, but that's not right. It adds 0.7 seconds or 0.8 seconds by taking this option. I would not take it. If you're going to take an option, you're going to take the left. Even though it hurts your reverse speed, um, it's not crazy important, right? I think the engine power is better than the reverse speed in this situation. Um, the track repair speed would drop your suspension repair time by about 0.6. So it's a nice bonus, but it's not necessary. I'm gonna take neither, even though I don't have it unlocked. Um, Now, if you don't run bounty or bond equipment, and you do have to select an option here, I'm gonna recommend you take the survivability so that you can put your normal hardening in the survivability slot and get that boosted. HP is really important, as I've previously mentioned.
So I think that's it. So consumables, ammo, there's no real reason to take any standard ammo. Just bring gold if you can afford it, if you have the credits to spend. Um, this tank has such a massive ammo capacity that you can bring 10 HE. The good thing about this HE is it does not lose damage based on distance. So if you're shooting a guy at 500 meters, you still have this 800 damage shell, which is a bonus. Even though it looks like these are the same values, from distance they are not the same values. This is 800 and this is reduced based on how far away you are from the tank, right? So crew skills, they're pretty straightforward. You want repairs on all of your turretless TDs. Brothers in Arms is nice. Deadeye's nice in this tank. Um, Safe Stowage is nice. You don't really need intuition. It's nice, but if you don't have it, it's not the end of the world. I would say the necessary ones are repairs, Brothers in Arms, and then you can take situational awareness, Deadeye, smooth ride or clutch braking or off-road driving, one of these three, they pretty much give you the same like increase in, you know, usefulness, right? And then save stowage on the loader. So map bans, this these are pretty important to the tank. So because you have this massive penalty for shooting at range, you're going to see some unconventional bans, right? For example, you might want to think about banning Prokhorovka, which some people hate this map and ban it, and some people love this map. I'm one of the people that love this map because you just you sit in the middle here and you shoot the 1-2, you shoot the hill. The issue with that in the Blyskawica is that you're only going to be doing like 400 damage a shot, which when you have a 10-second reload and your gun isn't the most accurate, um, even though you have 2000 shell velocity, it's going to be hard to have a big game on proc. You're gonna struggle a little bit. Um, so looking at the map bans, let me see here. So you want to prioritize. You do not want to ban maps where you can brawl. So you don't want to ban Airfield. You don't want to ban Abbey. These are two maps that people don't like or people don't like to play. But in my opinion, they are good for this tank. Airfield, there's just a brawl here. Abbey, there's a brawl in the 1-2. You can ban Abbey if you don't. I wouldn't ban Airfield though. So I'm not going to. Karelia is another one that you might consider banning. So we'll look at Karelia later. I hate playing Overlord. I'm gonna ban Overlord because essentially you can just from either side there's these massive perch things that you can just the TDs can go sit at, and it makes it a real struggle to play in this area, which is where you would want to be playing in a tank that's forced to play at close range. Mountain Pass is another map people don't like. I think it's good for the Blyskawica though. You might consider banning Sand River, maybe Steps. I'm gonna ban Abbey because I don't like playing Abbey. Mali is okay, even though it's a massive map. You have the hill fight, so I think it's okay to not ban it, right? Murrow's another one where you're gonna be shooting at range often, but you have the 1-2, you have the forest to kind of play around. So honestly, I'm gonna ban proc because I don't wanna have to be playing differently because of this 800 to 300 average damage, right? You don't want to have to be forced to play super close because you want to play in the middle on proc. That's the best place, and it's far away, so we're not gonna risk getting that map. So now for some gameplay. I think that's it. So we've got our map bounds, we got our equipment, we got our field mods, got our cruise skills. So ideally, you're looking for maps like Ruinberg, city maps, and would be really good too. Any map that has the main fight is in a small area that you can kind of go hell down on because you have some armor in this tank, right? But you have to be angled up to really have some armor, and obviously hull down because your lower plate is pretty big. And look at that, we got Ruinberg. So, looking at this, there are Double Chief 780. So I like to do this a lot on Ruinberg. You don't really ever want to play the field because it's so hard to push out of the field, especially looking at their TDs. They have a Death Star, a barn, double hull re and an E4. You can safely bet that at least 2 of those 5 tanks, or even 3 of those 5 tanks, are going to be sitting at the back here. So we're going to completely bypass them and not have to worry about playing against them and just go play the field. Or go play the city. So what I like to do from the city is I like to go here, G2, and from here you can shoot up along this road here, and you shoot anybody that comes down like this. You can shoot this Manticore if he stays there. You can blind at any of the people here. The only issue with this play in the Blyskawica is you're so far away, right? You're so far away. So I'm probably only gonna do like, okay, what is this guy doing? I'm probably only gonna do like 300 damage. I'm definitely only gonna do 300 damage a shot here. So yeah, 346. But hey, it's better than 0, right? They can't really pen me here. I'm pretty held down. I'm not even spotted, so 254. Okay. And essentially, there's nothing better for me to be doing. So I'm just gonna sit here until something better to do appears. So you can play here and be completely safe as long as your team is kind of covering you and watching and making sure these people over here can't really overpeak you. So now we're kind of backing off because the people aren't getting spotted anymore. We've lost the field completely. These people are making a hat. So now we're going to go contest this E4 in kind of this alleyway here. And at least hold the angle on him so that he can't push out for free. And we do have to be really careful to make sure that we're in a position. It's a pretty lucky shot, but we get it in the Hori. And the E4 is also there, so we are going to play probably, well, I hope that 183's not there, but yeah. We're just going to sit here and shoot these people. The Hori is there. That's not great for me, but you know what? It's fine, actually. It wasn't really fine, but... Okay, so now we need to back off because that Hori is there, and with our pen, 321, we don't really have the pen to go through a superstructure. I mean, we do, but it's more of a 50-50, so we're not gonna really count on 50-50s. And okay, so this is really good. Now this ability here, or this dynamic map thing, is really nice on Ruinberg. It's really good because it allows you to push through the middle super easily. They are killing our Sturve, which is unfortunate. He probably should have left, but you know, too late for that. So he's dead. So now we're just looking to contest anybody that wants to play this alley here. And now we're not gonna push up because they have the 183 and the 4K who've been unlit for a long time at this point, a very long time. And I have no idea where they are, and I really don't want to find them. I would rather have my team find them. Okay, so now they're spotted. I'm still not going to do anything. I'm just going to wait for them to make a mistake, like this guy. And we got a pretty nice pull shot there on him, putting him out. And now we need to be a little bit careful. That guy decided he didn't want to play the game anymore. Killed him. And now we need to be careful because this chief is in an interesting position. We can punish him though. And we kind of have to, we are forced into fighting him because the Rhino is kind of blocking us behind. And now this game is very over, so we're just going to push into the 183 and the Death Star here. Or the Death Star and the barn. Because, well, that guy just got nuked. A shot there that we probably shouldn't have, and now the game is over, so we're just gonna go drive at somebody because we have so much HP and we want more damage. So ideally we find the Patton on our right here. Okay, that's unfortunate. Oh, that was a lucky shot. The Artie's up there too, so the more damage is this way, and we have so much HP, we don't care if the Patton shoots us a couple times. Right, we don't care. Like, he could shoot us 4 times and we wouldn't care. Or 3 times and we wouldn't care. And now we're gonna go for the Patton here. Hopefully he peeks into us. The arty is also there. The arty's no longer there. And we clean him up. So this was a weird game because the enemy didn't really play it well. Their TDs, their whole Rees 34 just kind of suicided. Um, I didn't really get a chance to go DPM anybody because of how the game kind of unfolded, right? Um, Ruinberg, it's a good map because you can you can make use of the 800 alpha from at 50 meters, right? But it's also hard because there are so many advantageous positions where they can just defend from, and a tank without a turret with not like the armor with armor that isn't amazing, it's hard to really dig out those positions. So you kind of have to be patient, wait for them to make a mistake, um, wait for them to make a mistake, and then punish them for it. Kind of like we did with the 780, right? We couldn't really push in because we didn't know where the 183 and the barn were. So we waited for the enemy to make a mistake. The 780 made a mistake. We punished him for it and killed him. So this map is one that is, I think, I haven't played it. I haven't played the Blyskawica on this map, but I think this could be really a really good map for this tank. It's kind of unfortunate that they get double E3 because this tank doesn't really perform against double E3. The pen is not good enough, and the E3 has a ton of armor, right? So it's tough, but this is a map where I'm not going to be rotating around a lot. I'm going to be playing in this just general area the entire game. So I'm actually going to bring vents, my vents loadout, because I don't need to move anywhere. So looking at the opening of my team here, the 50B is going offside, which is, understandable in a 50B. This map, you're basically required to have some armor, and the 50B has no armor, so it's understandable if you want to play out there. So we're gonna play in this little bit, in this little hull down dip here, and we're gonna contest anybody that wants to play at this rock here, assuming it's not an E3. If it's an E3 that wants to play at this rock here, we are going to have to leave, because we can't do anything to him, right? And he will just own us at this rock. So we're just gonna be patient here. It's a 60 TP. That's not great for us either, but I will peek against it until he pens me, because he doesn't have the greatest pen. He does not have the greatest pen. And maybe we can bait him into pushing up, which would be ideal, I think. Okay, so nothing is happening here. This patent is over there. Once we figure, so 1E3 is in the north, which is really good. We kind of have to wait for the other E3 to be spotted before we can make a play. I don't really like pushing through here, this lane, too early. It's pretty much suicide 9 times out of 10. Pushing on this map is suicide 9 times out of 10, especially early in the game. This early in the game, it's crazy to do it. So we're just going to hold off. Maybe this E75 makes a mistake. We just have to chill. Be patient. This is a situation where a lot of players might try to force something, make something happen. Maybe they drive down here, this tree just fell down back there. Maybe they make something happen, or try to make something happen, and it doesn't work out, and then they're just dead. But we're gonna be patient. We missed a shot there. That was not great aim. So we want that shot back. And it's unfortunate because the C75 is not going to peek again. Or he's probably not going to peek again. Okay, we're losing the north a lot. By a lot. So I'm going to rotate back. And now what I'm thinking is that if I leave, maybe they'll push up through this alley and then I can come back. Because I don't know, I don't think I have a ton of shots here. I don't think I have any shots here actually, until they start driving across. But hopefully me not being spotted there makes them push up. That would be ideal. Does not seem like that's going to happen though. So our best bet is to just sit here and hope that one of them drive in such a way that I can shoot them. Because yeah, I don't have any shots, fortunately. I need my team to run from there so that they can push up and play the top, and then I can shoot. And like, yeah, the damage isn't going to be great. And another thing about this tank is that you can see kind of how much damage you're going to do before you even shoot. So if you look when I'm hovering over somebody, if someone gets spotted here. Yeah, if you look at the E3, you see right now that I'm going to do 428 average damage. If you looked at where my cursor was indicating. And so, even though it's only 428 damage, your reload is so quick that it kinda adds up quickly, even though you're adding such small numbers every 10 seconds. But you know, it's better than sitting there and doing nothing, which is kind of what I would be doing otherwise. It's unfortunate that my team is just, you know, dying very quickly, and I kind of want to be playing in the left as Patton is. Hopefully he gives it up. Hopefully he gives it up. Or maybe the 60 peaks or something. Who knows? See, we're gonna go play hull down against the S-Conk. Okay, we're getting very unlucky here. This is very unfortunate that these shots are just, you know, not connecting when they should be. You want to shoot the tank that is going to be making a getaway, so in that case that was the concept. And we can probably get one more on the S-Conk before we have to look at these tanks on our right. And now we want to push the tanks on the right and make a kill. So we kill that guy, and maybe we have reload on this guy, or maybe our Patton takes the shot. Who knows, right? Okay, we didn't have reload, and our Patton did not take the shot. A little unfortunate. But now this S-Conk has put himself in a very poor position, and we should be able to. Okay, we're gonna take another shot. Okay, we get a lucky roll there, and now we have to fight these people up here before they kill our teammates. Making sure to fully aim so we don't get, you know, an unfortunate RNG occurrence. That was not a great shot. And now we really need our Patton to go kill him. And I need to go. Oh, there's an M60. I need to hold against the M60. He's shooting APCR, so maybe he doesn't pen this at this angle. It's kind of unfortunate that I went down to. Actually, no, we're going to push him now. Even though the G-Sor is in a position where he could just, you know, shoot us, we're going to hope that he doesn't and push the M60, who is running away for some reason. Since he ran away, I'm going to guess that he's not, you know, the best player, and so we're just going to hope that we can kind of outplay him here. Yeah. And we just need to make sure that he doesn't get around us. So we're gonna hopefully retrack him there, maybe gun block. kill him there, and now we've got to turn and be ready for the Skoda and the G-Sor. So we're just gonna hold up here, because I think the Skoda is gonna push. I want to be very careful about taking a shot from the G-Sor. There's the Skoda, we clean him up. And now we want to be very careful here. This E3 is still full HP, so I'm going to go on a bit of an adventure because I'm worried about the E3 coming across and being behind me, or even just staying there, right? Because if he just stays there, it's really hard for me to find a shot in the G-Sor. He can just play the outside in those bushes, and I would have to get shot to spot him, or he would have to shoot for anybody to spot him. So we're going to try to come up behind him and maybe be a little unexpected here. Hopefully my people just don't die, but it looks like they're kind of just dying because this guy hasn't died yet. Okay, maybe they're okay. Anyways, I'm expecting the E3. Okay, cool, he's there. And now we're gonna use this bush between me and him to make sure that we don't get spotted. Throw another blind out before we move up to this position here, where we should just be able to kill him. There he is. We're going to double bush, and there we go. Big shot into him. And we're gonna back down because he looks like he wants to blind us here. Little unlucky there. That just does not connect. But hopefully we reload in time to shoot him before anybody else does here, and we do. So that's a pretty good game. It looked like it wasn't gonna be, but we turned it around, and I'm pretty sure we won the game for our team, but who knows. So that was a pretty good example, I think, of even though it's only 300 damage, or even though your damage drops off at range, we were able to shoot this guy twice for 900. And you know, that's 900 more damage than we would have had anyways, that we would have had if we didn't rotate back. And kind of bait the S-Conk, bait the concept into making a play that really is not good if I'm there. Because I can always rotate back to that hull down where I went to shoot the concept in the S-Conk and take very little damage. So yeah. I think it was also decent for the armor. The armor, it's not great, right? You saw the S-Conk pen us while we were hull down once or twice. But for the most part, it's okay. Like if we go look at battle hits here, you can see this is an AP pen, right? So the armor is not amazing, but if you're angled enough, sometimes you get a decent bounce like this. This is gold APCR. That's lower plate. That's my back. We kind of wiggled, and that's something you can also do with your turretless TDs. If you see them aiming at your lower plate, if you kind of wiggle your tank a little bit, it kind of throws off their aim, right? And maybe they just shoot you in the track. But if you're in a tank, if you're playing against a tank that just shoots down on this is a pen, right? There's no way to, like, if you're under someone, it's really not good. You need to be kind of above them and using your gun deflection to shoot down on them. So we'll go on to our third game here. Okay, so Siegfried Line and Artie, it's tier 8s. So we want to be really aggressive in this game because there's not a lot of hit points. There's only 22,000 hit points in this game. And their tier 9 and tier 8 tanks will not be able to easily pen us. I want the turbo because I'm going to be rotating around a lot.
because Siegfried Line is one of those maps where you could go somewhere and it's usually a good position, but then nobody from the enemy team shows up, and you're just kind of stuck there, and you're like, what do I do? It's just easier to rotate with the turbo, and it's especially easier to chase down that last bit of damage at the end. So we're gonna run the turbo. The only tanks I'm worried about are the E4 and the Yag, because they just pen us. They like 375 pen, 420 pen. They just shit on us, right? I'm gonna be crossing this. This is a really aggressive fight, but I'm confident because of the fact that it's tier 8 game, and I'm in a pretty good tier 10 tank here. The Yag is there, which is kind of interesting. Look for a shot in the Progetto. The Progetto doesn't give us one. I'm kind of afraid of this Yag. I mean, he's gonna have to cross. He wants to cross, I'm pretty sure. What are you doing? I'm really scared of this Yag. I think he just shot. You know, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take, right? So, us taking that shot, it's not the end of the world, right? And this Char, I don't think he knows how fast I reload, so... And he's got AP, so he doesn't pen us. And the Yag still wants to shoot us, and now we've got the Artie's attention. Which, you know, isn't ideal in any tank, right? Well, that's a little bit unlucky. But, you know, I guess for the first shot, you know, it makes up for it, right? And this Yag still wants to shoot us. I'm not sure why. Considering, you know, he's just in the middle of the field, kind of doing nothing. But he still wants to shoot us, so that's cool. So I'm just hoping that, you know, the Char or the Waffle wants to repoke this angle. This IS-7 isn't in a great spot. I'd really like to move up to here and shoot him and trade with him, but these two light tanks out in the field uncontested are really scary. Even though they're, you know, they're light tanks, their damage adds up to a pretty significant number if they shoot me a lot. So, okay, so the Yag has closed. We missed him on the cross, which is okay. It's better to miss out on, like, you know, it's better to miss out on 800 damage by not shooting him crossing or by missing him crossing than it is to take 1,000 because he's still staring at this angle, right? So, it's little things like that that you kind of have to be, you know, aware of. And now, this game, it's a stalemate. There's nothing you can do. There's no play to make that would break the stalemate. Any play is just going to result in you either dying or losing a pretty significant amount of HP. So we're just going to sit here, and I'm not too concerned about people peeking here, because the people that peeked here got shit on and, you know, lost a lot of HP, so I don't think they'll be peeking there again. But what you can do is you can just, you know, aim at one angle, hold your right mouse button down, and then, you know, kind of look at another angle. So if I need to, I can just, you know, swivel over pretty quickly. And if somebody peeks here, then I'm already aimed where I want to be aimed, right? So we're just going to chill here for a little bit until someone peeks, or until we see an opening, which, you know, may or may not happen. Okay, Conway's coming close. I'm not going to cross this gap because there's a Char for sure, and the Char could just YOLO me and circle me and get behind me and give me 4 shots, which would not be ideal. Interesting. Okay, so they're just dying in the field. There is really nothing to do. It's very annoying to play like this, but sometimes it's really the only option. I don't see another option in this game. Like, I could go shoot that IS-7, I guess.
for that. Let's go find something to do here. I don't really want to fight the side-scraping IS-7. I think we're just gonna sit at this angle now. And just wait. Because I don't want to fight the side-scraping IS-7. And like I said earlier, I can't pull out here and shoot him because, you know, these people over here. Which is, you know, kind of annoying. Because there's not much to do, to be honest. Like, he can get safe if I peek before I have a shot on him, and... Okay, now we're gonna peek because he seems to be getting impatient. He seems to be getting impatient and wanting to shoot at 430U, or 430. So we poke here. I'm sorry, buddy, but you are completely blocking me. Fully aim, get a shot in. And now we want to kind of go back to where we were. The waffle is there, which is not ideal. But it's not too bad, actually, because he didn't shoot us. And we know he's still there now. So I think we're gonna go. If I can kill the light tank, that's big. Okay. That's unfortunate. Because if we hit that shot, that we pretty much, you know, we aimed as much as we could. Because I was worried about the waffle peeking. Okay, so that guy's dead, meaning, hopefully, we can push up. Okay, there's a guy here who should die to our spotting. Very nice. This is not a good trade. Ouch. Okay, so I'm worried about the Yag, obviously. I'm not too worried about the Progetto. This waffle is just gonna drive out like the... Oh. Yeah, I was not expecting to take that shot. That's kind of unfortunate, especially because that's my commander. Especially because that's my commander, so now I can't spot anything. Not that there's really anything to spot. I need the Yag to shoot again before I can shoot again. So hopefully the Tornwagen, you know, finds out where the Yag is. Okay, the Yag shot. So we are going to... Oh, this is really not good, but you know what? We're going to push him. As there's no more damage left to be had in this game. Got a nice tracking shot there, so now we can live. And hopefully he realizes if he just sits here, he dies. So, oh, okay, that was not good. But it's fine. Maybe he doesn't, you know, face me only. No, he only faces me. Okay, and last cleanup is the Artie, who's already dead. So this game was kind of unfortunate because there's not a whole lot to do, right? You kind of just have to wait. Like, these games have not been great in terms of gameplay. The results been okay, obviously. But it really sucks to just sit there for like 5 minutes holding the same angle because there's nothing to do, just because of the map design, right? Like, my team was just sitting there kind of camping, waiting. Everybody was just, you know, just sitting there. Kind of had to... They just kind of suicided in and just died. Ended up working out. The Yag shot was obviously a mistake. There was a couple instances of the armor of this tank being okay, like the char shots. You know, I could play hull down as I was angled up. They could only shoot my superstructure at, like, I believe it was like this angle, right? At this angle, this is a hard shot. You know, my cupola is hidden. It's a hard shot. They would need very high pen, or, you know, decent pen.
All right, at least 300. They're shooting AP. They don't have that pen, so I can just kind of sit there and shoot them. The pen. There's not too much to say really about that game because it was just sitting there and they were just peeking, and we were just punishing them with our 800 alpha because we played close. Shot on the Yag was bad, but besides that. So there's some decent games. So that was it for this week's tank of the week, the Blyskawica. We're going to have a poll up shortly, or probably now, to get your guys' input on the next tank. Be sure to vote to make sure the tank you want is selected, and we're not doing a tank that nobody wants to see, right? So help us out with that. Replay of the week is next week. Be sure to submit your replays if you have not yet done so. Those need to be in by July 14th at midnight. We have a Google form that you can find in the replays channel, I believe, that will walk you through submitting a replay. Please, only one replay per person. We'll be selecting 2 student replays and a coach replay this week. And then the next tank of the week will be 2 weeks from now. So make sure to vote and leave any feedback, comments, questions that you may have, either in the comments of the video or in the Discord. And that's going to be it from me. So I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.